Podcast. Okay, so today we're going to do also factoring, but we're going to do mixed factoring. Okay, so not only greatest common factor, not only difference of squares, not only factor, sum, and product, right? It could be like a combination of two. So the question that you always have to ask yourself when you're asked to factor, do I have a common factor? That's the first time, that's always the first question. Okay? And then after that, after you do your common factoring, then you have to look at your answer, at your leftovers. Remember yesterday we said that when you have like greatest common factor, right? We would have the greatest common factor and leftovers. Do you guys remember that? Yes. Then you're gonna look at your leftovers. Is my leftover a trinomial? So does it have 3 terms? Then I have to check if I can do the sum and product. Okay? Is my leftover 2 terms with a minus between them? Then I have to check if I can do the difference of squares. Okay? So it all depends on what you have as leftovers. But always you ask yourself, do I have a common factor? Okay? So let's look at the first one. I have 3x squared plus 21x plus 36. The question is,
Common factor.
do I have a common factor? Do I?
Yes.
3. 3 is a common factor. Every single term is divisible by 3.
Yes.
Right? Do I have any common letters?
No.
No. Last term doesn't have an x. Right? So my common factor here is 3. So I have to divide every term by 3. If you guys don't want to write this step, that's okay. If you guys want to jump right away to the next step, which is, what's 3x squared divided by 3?
X squared.
What's 21x divided by 3?
That's 12.
Okay? So if you guys want to skip this step, right? If you want to skip this one, you're okay to skip it as long as you know what you're doing. Okay? You know that, yes, I'm dividing this by 3 so that it becomes x squared. I'm dividing 21x by 3 and that becomes 7x. And I'm dividing 36 by 3. It becomes 2. Okay? Now, so far, all what I've done is the greatest common factor. Right? It's common factoring out the 3. Now, my leftovers. What do I have in my leftovers? Is it a binomial or is it a trinomial? Trinomial. It's 3 terms. 3 terms being tri. Right? Now, can I use difference of squares for that? No. I can only use sum and product. Okay? So that means I'm looking for 2 numbers that multiply to what and add to what?
Multiply 12 and add 2.
That's right. Remember, it multiplies to your last term and it adds to your middle term. Okay? What 2 numbers multiply to 12? 3 and 4. What else? Remember that because B and C are both positive, right? So both my factors are positive. So 3 and 4, what else?
1 and 12.
1 and 12, yeah? Did I already find my answer?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is my answer?
3 and 4.
3 and 4, because that adds to 7, right? Good. So 3 and 4 are my factors. All what I have to do right now is x plus 3, x plus 4. Done. Okay? So the only step that I added here is taking out the greatest common factor first.
What about 3?
Sorry?
I need 1 sheet for class 1.
Have you given one? Okay. Now let's look at the second one. What's the first question? The first thing that you ask yourself.
Common factor.
Common factor. Do I have a common factor? Do I?
No.
2.
2, yeah.
2 is divisible by both, right?
Yeah.
Both numbers are divisible by 2. So my factor is 2. If I divide this by 2, what do I get?
X squared.
And if I divide this by 2, what do I get? You see, I skipped this step,
Yeah.
right?
No, we shouldn't.
Let's make it like, yeah.
Right? I skipped the first step by writing the factor out. But again, if you're not comfortable with this, please write it down. It's gonna take you a few seconds, better than getting the question. Okay, so my leftovers is x squared minus 25. What kind of factoring is that? Difference of squares, right? Remember with difference of squares, I have two terms, binomial. Both terms are squared terms, and there is a minus between them, right? This is an x squared, it's a squared term. 25 is 5 squared, right? So it's also a squared term, okay? So, how would I factor a difference of squares?
Why did I stop?
Sorry?
Why did I stop there?
Why do you stop what?
Everything there.
Yes. I just put that there today, this morning.
So,
I can stop the class?
no, so I shouldn't stop.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so how would I factor that?
X
X
minus
plus
5
5.
and x plus 5.
Good. Excellent. Done.
I thought I didn't understand what now.
Done.
I'm good.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Question. What is it? I want to hear what you're going to ask yourself.
GFC.
Do you have a GCU?
CF, sorry. GFC.
Okay, GFC sounds much better. Okay. Sounds like KFC.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Okay, what's my greatest common factor?
4.
4. Okay. Take the 4 out. Divide every term by 4. So, 4x squared divided by 4 is
X squared.
negative 8x divided by 4 is
2x.
negative 2x. Negative 60 divided by 4 is
Negative.
good. What do I have? My leftovers is trinomial, so I have to look at sum and product. Okay? Anytime you have 3, you have to look at sum and product. Now, sometimes, your trinomial can't be factored. Okay? So you have to stop. If you can't find two numbers that multiply to negative 15 and add to negative 2, then you have to stop. Okay? So it's not like you've made a mistake, it's just it's not factorable anymore. Okay? But in this case, can you find two numbers that multiply to negative 15 and add to negative 2? Now, the answer, I want you to look at the yellow sheet
Negative 3 and plus 5.
and tell me
So
which number is going to be the positive.
The largest number will be negative and the smaller number will be positive.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you guys told me 3 and 5, okay? Because they multiplied 15. But which one's the negative one?
Negative 3 plus 5.
Negative 5. Negative 5, right? Because the large number is negative.
Oh. So the large number.
Should be.
Okay.
Okay. Let me explain this for a second. Both B and C are negative,
Yep.
right? Looking at the yellow sheet, B is negative and C is negative. That tells me that my factors, the large number is going to be negative and the small number is going to be positive, right? So the numbers that I have are 3 and 5, right? The bigger number has to be negative, so it's going to be negative 5.
Yep.
Okay? So if you look at this, 3 minus 5 is negative 2, right? So which means I got the right answer. Right? It should your answer should make sense. Not only following the rules, but if you actually add these two, 3 minus 5, it's going to be negative 2, which this is what I have. Right? If you pick the wrong number, so if you pick negative 3 and 5, what are you going to end up with? Positive 2. It does not match your A value. No. Your B value. Yeah? Your sum. Okay. Now, I got my factors, 3 and negative 5. All what I have to do is actually write it down like this. Okay? How are you guys doing with this? Everyone's good? Okay. Now,
Excuse me,
Yeah.
we have to write the small number in first bracket?
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter which order you write. You can write it like this, or you can write it like that. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Multiplication is commutative, which means you can write first, second. Doesn't matter which one. 2 times 3, 3 times 2. Okay? Are we good with that? Excellent. Okay. Now, let's look at a word problem. Surface area of a cylinder is given by the formula surface area equals to 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r. Factor the expression. What's the first question you ask yourself?
GCR.
Yes. Do I have a greatest common factor? What is it? 2 and pi and r, right? All of these are common in all terms. 2 is common for both of them. Even if this was 4, let's say, 2 and 4, the greatest common factor would be a 2, right? So 2 is common, pi is common, r is common. Okay? So I can factor 2 pi r out. Okay? So my greatest common factor is 2 pi r. Good. Now if I want to divide every term by 2 pi r, what do I get left?
R plus H. R.
H.
R plus H.
Square, R.
R
Plus H.
plus h. Why r not r squared?
Because R.
I do not understand that.
Because of 1 R.
That's right. Remember that r squared means r times r, right? So if you're dividing it by r, you're basically canceling 1 r, right? You're left with 1 r. Or subtract your exponent. So if you do 2 minus 1, I have 1 left. Okay? And for this one, just like boom, right? For this one, just like 2 pi r r, right? You're left with h. This one, 2 pi, and you're left with 1 r. Now, I'm done, right? For this surface area, it's factored. I can't do anything else, right? There's nothing else I can do. Good. Now the part B is asking you, a cylinder has a radius of 3 centimeter and a height of 10 centimeter. Use both the original expression and the factored expression to find the surface area of this cylinder to the nearest squared centimeter. Okay? So basically the question is telling you that you have r equals to 3, h equals to 10, plug it in. Okay? So using the original.
No, you're moving.
I'm still going, okay. And that's gonna be in the podcast, by the way. 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r. Okay. So if I plug in the numbers, okay, now I have to put that in a calculator. Okay, can you do me a favor and put 2 pi r 3 squared in a calculator?
Where's the pi?
Pi.
I have no now.
In the kitchen.
Pi.
No, you actually have to use the pi button, and it should be
Just let me keep our own for
So put 2.
Yes.
Put 2.
No, but the question
No,
is
I
asking
think
you to, right? The question is telling you to use both the original expression and the factor expression. So they want you to compare both of them. Can I see?
It's 2 times pi?
Yeah.
2 times pi times basically 9.
The next one.
That's not my calculator. I'm not.
No, no, it's here's Stephanie.
Can I learn the teaching or?
2.
It will give you
Oh, sure.
188.
Check down 3. Just 1 second.
So that's the first part. Okay? So,
56.5.
so what do you get for the first part? 56 point,
56.548667.
okay, 549, that's good. Okay, can you guys do the next part? So 2 times 5 times 3 times 10.
188.49.
So 188.49. And then if I add both of them,
Why?
5 is 3.14, but this is like the short version of it.
3.1415.
That would be 245.39.
0.04. Okay. And that would be centimeters squared because the surface area is in square. Okay? Now we're going to do exactly the same thing but using the factored formula. Okay? So the factored formula says it's 2 times pi times r and then r plus h. R plus h is 3 plus 10. If I want to simplify, what do I do? 3 plus 10. 3 plus 10, right? So that is 13, right?
No.
And all what you have to do in the calculator is put 2 times 5 times 3 times 13. And tell me what you get.
245.044227.
Same answer. And it should be the same answer. Because they're exactly the same, but one is factored, one is not. Now, question for you. Which one was easier to use? Factored, right? There's less work. There's less r's, there's less h's, there's less 2 pi's, right? It's factored.
Can you use anyone you wish?
Hmm?
Can you use anyone you want?
You can use anyone you want, yes. But the question is saying why would the factored form be more useful? Because it is more condensed.